Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most satisfying parts of holiday decorating. Hanging Christmas tree lights the right way. If you've ever found yourself tangled in cords, frustrated at uneven glow, or worried about safety, this video is for you. We're going to cover a complete, practical approach that works for real trees, artificial trees, and everything in between. You'll learn how to plan, how to wrap, how to hide cords, and how to make the lights pop with a warm, even glow that shines from top to bottom. First, a quick heads up about safety. Christmas lights are delightfully festive, but they're electrical devices. Always check that your lights are in good condition before you start. Look for frayed cords, cracked insulation, or loose plugs. If a strand looks damaged, don't try to repair it, replace it. Use a grounded outlet and avoid running multiple heavy-duty extension cords through doorways or against sharp edges. If you're using a real tree, keep the tree away from heat sources like radiators or vents. And never leave plugged-in lights unattended for long periods when you're not around. What you'll need for this setup: a clear work area, a good extension cord rated for outdoor or indoor use as needed, a tester or a simple lamp to check bulbs, a few inexpensive light clips or hooks, a measuring tape, and a bit of patience. If you're using LED lights, you'll notice they're brighter for less energy and produce less heat, which makes them safer for longer displays. If you're using incandescent lights, plan for potentially more heat and higher energy use, and handle them with extra care. Now, let's talk about planning. Before you even touch a light strand, decide the look you want. Do you prefer a classic warm white, a cool white, or multicolor? Do you want the lights to glow from inside the tree for a softer, more ethereal effect? Or do you want a bold, outer layer glow that beams out through the branches? The photos you'll see in this video show common approaches, an even, layered look with lights on inner branches and a brighter edge on outer limbs. Your choice will affect how you start and how you space the strands. Next comes inspecting and tagging. Take a moment to unwind the first string near a solid surface and inspect for any damaged bulbs. If you notice a steady burn in a bulb, replace that bulb or the whole string if needed. For LED strands, you'll often see a brighter, more uniform glow if every bulb is functioning. If a string is old or worn, consider upgrading to a newer, more durable option with better durability and safety features. A quick tester can help you confirm that all bulbs are lighting up, which saves time later when you hang them up on the tree. How long is your tree? This matters because you need to estimate how many strands you'll use to achieve even coverage. Real trees tend to have a denser canopy in the middle, so you'll want a plan that brings light to the inner layers as well as the outer tips. Artificial trees often have a central trunk that can help anchor the first strand so the light distribution stays even as you build outward. In the photos you'll see, people measure around the trunk and along the outer branches to decide where to place each strand. Let's outline a reliable method, which I'll describe like you're following a simple recipe. Start at the top of the tree. This helps you anchor the first strand where the light will naturally fall into all the rest of the branches as you move downward. If you have a tree topper or a pole at the apex, line the strand up so the cord runs down neatly along the trunk rather than across all the branches. The goal is a clean entry point and a neat, deburred path down the tree. As you begin to wrap, think about the rhythm of your movement. You want a gentle spiral that travels downward, with a slight tilt toward the outer canopy so the light reaches the inner branches first and then sweeps outward. Avoid crisscrossing back and forth in a tight pattern. Instead, space the wiggles evenly and allow the strands to lay in natural curves. In the imagery you'll see, this creates a layered effect where the lights seem to glow from within the tree rather than just lining the outer edge. Now, the practical step-by-step for a balanced look. Step 1. Untangle the first strand and find the plug end. Step 2. Anchor the end to the topmost point using a light clip or a small hook that won't damage the foliage. Step 3. Guide the strand downward in a gentle spiral, letting it cup around each major branch tip as you descend. Step 4. Once you reach the base, secure the end near the trunk. If you're using multiple strands, repeat the same pattern with a little overlap to maintain even brightness throughout the tree. The visuals in this section show a methodical, even approach. one strand per layer, evenly spaced, gradually filling in blank spaces. What about real tree technique versus artificial tree technique? For real trees, you often want the light to travel through the interior first. This creates depth and makes the tree look more luminous from the inside out. You can gently push the strands toward the center of the branches, then let them sweep outward, ensuring you're not bunching up the light in one spot. For artificial trees, you can use the innate structure to steady the strand longer, wrap around the central pole and weave into the outer branches as you go. The key is even distribution, not a heavy bundling of lights in just one area. Let's talk about hanging tools and tricks. Clips or hooks are your best friends when you don't want to damage branches. If you're using a flocked or delicate tree, wire or zip ties are a good alternative, but be mindful not to cut into the branch or leave any sharp ends exposed near the needles. For very dense trees, you may want to place a clip every few inches to keep the strand in place as you work. As you see in the corresponding images, the clips are easily spaced and almost invisible once the tree is lit. If you're worried about cords showing, run the cord along the trunk and under the branches where it's less visible from eye level. Safety note: if you're using outdoor rated lights or an outdoor outlet, make sure your power source is protected and dry. If you're indoors, avoid running cords under carpets or through doorways where they can be stepped on or pinched. A simple strain relief or a cord cover can prevent trips and keep the display tidy. If you're managing multiple outlets, consider using a splitter with a built-in surge protector or a power center designed for holiday lighting to distribute the load evenly and reduce the risk of overloading a single outlet. Now, a few tips to avoid common mistakes. Don't overwrap. Wrapping too tightly around branches can flatten them and mar the tree's texture. Leave some air between the strand and the branch to encourage light to reflect naturally. Avoid leaving dark spots by planning your path. If you see a gap, don't wait. Adjust the strand or add a short extra piece in that area. Don't rely on a single long strand. If you're using multiple strands, distribute them evenly, and consider staggering the start points so you don't end up with a long, visible seam at the top or bottom. And, crucially, test as you go. Plug in the lights periodically to verify even brightness and to catch any bulb failures early so you don't have to redo sections later. When you're nearly finished, step back and evaluate. Use a full room eye test. Shine a gentle ambient light on the tree and check from different angles. From the living room, you'll want the glow to feel warm and inviting, not glaring or patchy. At this stage, if you have LEDs with a remote control or a wall switch, you can preview different color temperatures to see what looks best with your other holiday decor. If you're using a mix of warm and cool whites, you'll want to balance the mix so it looks cohesive rather than chaotic. The image sets in this part of the video illustrate several balanced configurations, warmer tones for a cozy feel or brighter whites for a modern look. Don't forget about the final touches. A neatly lit tree also benefits from thoughtful placement of garlands, ornaments, and a topper. The light distribution will influence how you place ornaments, with brighter spots inviting more reflective pieces and darker areas balancing with matte finishes. For a traditional look, you might cluster glass ball ornaments in the brighter sections to catch the glow. For a contemporary feel, you might keep decorations more minimal, letting the lights be the focal point. If you're working with a pre-lit tree, you can still enhance the effect by adjusting the existing lights. Sometimes you'll want to add a strand or two to fill gaps or to emphasize the tree's silhouette. Just be mindful not to overload the existing wiring. If you can, use a dedicated outlet for added strands to avoid tripping. The goal is to achieve fullness without flattening the overall shape or creating hot spots of brightness. To wrap up, here are a few aftercare tips. After you've completed the setup, unplug the lights before you go to bed or before you're leaving the house for an extended period. When you store lights, coil them gently and keep them in a dry, cool place. Proper storage helps extend their life, keeps bulbs from breaking, and makes next year's setup faster and easier. Thank you for watching. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more practical holiday decorating tips. If you have questions about your specific tree type or a unique setup, drop a comment below and we'll tailor advice for your situation. Happy decorating, and may your tree glow bright and beautifully this season.